Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy, the GUIDO, and I just want to say thank you so much for stopping by the YouTube page today. Today's a really cool video because we're going to be having an out-of-character conversation with one of the most recognizable characters inside of the Academy Roleplay server. The character is Lil Dipa. And so I'm really excited about the conversation that we got to have. I'm excited about sharing that with you. I hope that you enjoy it as much as I did, and it gives you a little bit more information behind the scenes of the character of Lil Dipa. Hey, if you are interested in GTA RP, or you're interested in being a part of a really cool server, man, I invite you to join us. I'm gonna post a link inside the description of how you can get connected to the Academy Roleplay server and get in here and be a part of this thing with us. Hey, before you go though, I hope that you would consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, there's a place for you to check out all the links so that you can follow us on all of our social media platforms. All right, no more waiting. Let's jump into the video. Yo, tonight's gonna be dope. We've got a special guest that's part of our TARP community. So if you're a part of the Academy and you're part of the TARP community, then you know tonight's gonna be really cool because we're gonna take a look behind the city and we're gonna do an IRL interview with a pretty prominent member inside of our community. So I'm really excited about it. So when I first started playing GTA, this character right here is one of the first people I ever met. But I have seen their character just grow and grow and grow inside of the TARP community. And so they've just, they've just developed a really cool persona. But there's always somebody behind it, right? So what you see it's just a character. There's always another side. There's another person, and that you know, they got real life that's happening, all that kind of good stuff. And so, man, I'm excited.
Yo,
what up, what up? Hey, so if you don't know, if you're not familiar, this is the world famous Lil Dipa, the one and only Lil Dipa. Lil Dipa, is this the first time that you've ever like shown your face outside? I mean, obviously you leave your house, right? But like, as far as like the TARP community goes?
yeah, probably. I mean, if you can catch me in Gen Chat, sometimes with my camera on, but you know, not a lot of people really know who's behind them.
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, very cool. Well, dude, I'm excited that you're here. I'm pumped up about it. I'm excited about you coming in and hanging out with us. I wanted to, I thought it would be really cool. When I started thinking about what we could do, another way to kind of grow our community and some other looks, I thought, man, who else better to hear from than Dipa? Like, you were legit, when I thought about this, bro, you were legit the number one person I thought about. And so, man, I appreciate you jumping on, and I'm excited about the conversation. Let's start here, man. Why don't you just introduce yourself? So we know you as Dipa, but introduce yourself, man. Tell us about you, kind of who you are, what you do, and let's hear from you, bro.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aiden Jones, commonly known as Lil Dipa. I do a lot outside the city. I'm in college in business, marketing. I also work in social media management, talent management. I work with artists, influencers, the whole 9 yards. A lot of behind the scenes, you know.
Yeah, very cool.
So not really on the front lines too much. Usually behind the curtains.
Yeah, awesome, man. Very cool. Now, how'd you get into that? Like, did you just kind of fall into that? Kind of how did you, in your real life, how'd you fall into that?
Yeah, so I'm 19, graduated high school in 2020. My junior year, I guess, 2019. All right, had to start figuring out what I'm gonna do. You know, real life's coming up, essentially, and I love music and rap and hip hop, especially. So I realized a lot of managers were really screwing over their artists, you know, from a business sense.
Sure.
So
Okay.
I decided to get into music management, and I just started networking like crazy. Phone calls, meetings, 24/7. So I mean, I just got into that, started going to concerts, sneaking my way to backstage to network.
Yeah.
And I've just been doing it for about 3, 4 years now, and expanding my network base and seeing how I can help people really.
Dope, man. That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm reading chat while you're talking, and I'm a lot of hey little diapers, a lot of hey Aidens out there. Ganker, you know Ganker. He said his voice just doesn't match, right? So
No.
like I'm feeling you, Gank. Like I'm totally with you. Like it is a kind of a trippy experience because I know him. I know him inside the game, and so.
Yeah.
So very cool. Well, hey, let's talk about that, man.
Hmm.
Let's talk about that. We have that in common. A lot of the people that are in the chat have that in common. It's the Academy, right? And so,
Yeah.
tell us how kind of your story. How did you find out about the Academy? What kind of drew you in specifically to the Academy?
Yeah. So I'll start with take it back to 2021, right when I got my PC, and I think October, and just kind of how 5M drew me in. I love boats. It's pretty random, but I love boats,
Okay.
and there's no other video game that you can drive like real boats other than 5M.
Okay.
Well, you got to get a PC to do that.
Right.
So I got the PC, started to join all these servers, uh, play around with all these IRL cars and boats. And then I'm a TikTok junkie, you know.
Yeah.
So of course, if you're on TikTok long enough, you're probably gonna find Messer, anyone in the world.
Yeah, that's valid.
So I think I came across his content, and then a live stream, and for some reason just took me in. I was like, yeah, this is a good RP. And
Yeah.
it was funny though because in the last city I was in, I just created a little Dipa. He had a buzz going, but it was a V menu. You know,
Okay.
so the RP really isn't there in V menus where you can just spawn anything in. So I was like, this is my opportunity to really get in, maybe find a home and settle down in 5M.
Yeah, very cool. So, yeah, my story is very similar. Same thing, man. I was sitting on the couch scrolling through TikTok,
Yeah.
and I rolled up on Messer, and he was in a police chase, and I was like,
Mm.
"Yo, what is this?"
Yeah.
And of course, he's a character too, and so he kind of draws you in, and I was like, "Yo, I want to do this."
Yeah.
And so anyway, so yeah, so very similar. So that's pretty cool that our stories are similar to that. So tell me this. So what is kind of the idea behind Little Diaper? Like you said, you kind of started that in this other city, moved him over to the academy. Kind of what is the idea behind that? What were you thinking when you developed that character?
Ooh. So so me kind of working in entertainment world, and especially with artists and rappers, um, you can kind of get an understanding of what they're doing and why they're doing it, and how they grow their business as
Yeah.
themselves.
Okay.
So I had a lot of knowledge that I can create a rapper with a little bit of an ego, um, and a little dumb sometimes. So I really just kind of went with that, because and that was my leading, I think, my application into TARP on the website to get in. Lil Dipa was my leading thing.
Okay.
So I mean, after I had some time to like put that whole backstory behind Dipa, I was like, okay, I think I have a piece of gold here.
Yeah.
So I got in, started rolling with it, and people started gravitating. You know.
Yeah. So it has. Do you think that the character of Lil Dipa? Do you think he's like? Is he going the way that you thought he would go, or is it kind of way beyond what you ever thought? Like what? Like how are you feeling about where your character is right now?
Kind of settled down, died down. Dipa himself is still crazy, of course, but in the beginning, I mean, I just imagine, kind of like the local rapper who's maybe not as big as what he thought he was,
Yeah.
uh, and so forth. But I mean, started taking on security, lawyers, assistants.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I was like, okay, yeah, a little out of control. Uh,
Yeah, so I
no,
remember I remember that part of your character, man. You had a squad, dude. Like you had
oh yeah,
security and you had bodyguards, and y'all were rolling like 3, 4 cars deep everywhere you went.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
crazy.
It made for a lot of good RP, and the psychological aspect of it is because you have a whole squad of security, lawyer on hand, always with you,
Yeah.
Jack Thomas. Um, it makes for tense scenes, haters, good RP scenes overall. So I mean, once that started to go, it was just that's when Dipa's name really took over the city.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I remember you and I remember when our characters met.
Yes.
We met down at the Yellow Jack. And, you were kind of new to the city. I was kind of new to the
Mhm.
city. And we were, I was figuring it out because I was totally new to role play,
Yeah.
totally new to 5M stuff. And we met down at the Yellow Jack and, just kind of started conversation and then
Oh
we kept seeing you, And back
yeah.
in the day, you'd go to the Yellow Jack and everybody was there, bro. So you just kind of keep talking.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
and so anyway,
Guy, yeah, guy, it's just fresh breath of air every time I came across him because usually I was getting into some stuff just on the back end, running from the police or whatever.
yeah.
So you come across Guy, and Guy's like, "What are you getting yourself into now?"
Exactly. Yeah. So that was that was always a fun. It still is. He still is a fun character. What makes good role play for you? So like, I watch, I see how your role play, and it's great, man. And you always kind of excel. And I think you do some like little details that really pull off the role play. What makes role play really good to you?
That's a loaded question. You know, I like to say I just like to go with it. Probably kind of how everybody else does.
Yeah.
Just go with the flow, but mm, I mean, interrogations, the whole 9 yards is just the psychological aspect of 5M and role play in general. I see it as kind of like a way to better yourself in the real world. Makes you come up with on the go situations and scenarios, how to deal with it. So I mean, a lot of stuff Dive does, it happens in the real world, but it's a lot of goofiness.
Yeah.
But it definitely puts you in a different mindset on how to deal with things. That's for sure. So I mean, yeah, good RP is just making the situation funny.
Yeah.
Unless it's not a serious thing.
So do you ever find yourself like in the real world, you're out chilling and like you ever find yourself trying to respond like Diaper would?
Sometimes. Uh, not really though.
Yeah.
Usually when I get in the city, it's like dive mode. But outside of that, I'm pretty reserved guy
Yeah.
behind the scenes.
I
Just
got you. Okay.
I might
So
be thinking like Diaper, but
yeah.
just
I
not
hear you.
speaking like.
Every now and then I'll see like a police officer pulled over and I'm thinking, man, should I pull in behind them, see if they need some help? Like y'all good over here, bro? You need
Yeah.
anything? Well, very cool. So what is it about the Academy specifically that you really like? Obviously there's tons of 5M
Yeah.
servers. What is it about the Academy specifically that you just really dig and you really like?
Mm. Um. Yeah, there's kind of a lot of things on that one.
Sure.
The family relationships you form with it, I'd say it has to be up there for sure. That's one of the best things because there's so many servers out there, and especially if you stay in them a long time, you can create some relationships. But the people in the academy and the characters and how they bond together in game and out of game in the uh, Discord and stuff like that, that's what I like. RP is really good as well
Yeah.
in the things they keep incorporating. But yeah, I'd just say the community of it all, essentially.
Yeah, no, I totally
Yeah.
agree with that. Um, I think it's you kind of come into the academy looking for role play,
Mhm.
and you find this community. You find
Yeah,
this
no,
relationships that develop out of it.
I never would have thought I'd be here, by now. Okay, you come in and you're like, all right, let's have some good RP and see what kind of mess we can get into. And then here I am.
Yeah,
Just in-depth relationships, friendships, everybody supporting everybody. It's definitely turned out for the better, that's for sure.
no, and that to me is one of the things that really separates the academy from other communities. Now, I told you before, I've never been in another. I've never been in another city. I've never been a part of another 5M server, but I have been a part of different communities, different, through different games. And, this is just a special connection, special bond between folks. And so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. It's just all around.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, all right, so that's Lil Dipa, right? And so Lil Dipa's wild. He's into stuff. He's into things. What about Aiden, man? Tell us, as far as Aiden, what do you love to do when you're not Lil Dipa? What are you doing? How are you spending your time?
Either phone calls,
Okay.
editing, checking analytics, really just anything entrepreneurial, especially because I'm running some social media accounts, so I'm always checking the numbers because I love the numbers. I think the numbers are great, especially in the fact of an influencer, how you can study them and take away and better your content, just career over it. So if I'm not editing, I'm looking at numbers, and I play a good amount of Warzone too.
Okay.
Call
All right.
Duty.
I was going to ask that. So other than GTA, what other kind of games do you get into?
I dabbled in Fortnite just because I have some friends that are like pros and stuff, so it's fun every now and then, like every 6 months, because and the nostalgia really.
Yeah.
Because high school was like Fortnite. That's all I played in high school, and what they did with it, So I just like to dabble in that every now and then. But Call of Duty, especially Warzone, is really the other game I'll be playing. Other than that, I don't really play any other games.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So Fortnite talk. I'm a Fortnite guy. So build or no build? That's the only question I'll ask. We won't make this a Fortnite conversation. Build or no build? What are you thinking?
No build.
Yeah.
No build.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like I love the building, and I don't think I'm the best, but I can kind of hold my own with it. But I am digging the no build stuff.
Yeah, and I think if you play anything outside of Fortnite, you're probably a no build guy.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So, hey, listen, if you got a question for Lil Dipa, man, hit me up in the chat, man. Let's get in here. Let's get into some business here. Let's talk to him. Somebody did say they were surprised that you didn't have as much yellow in your room.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Is that just something you saw and you're like, yo, I'm just gonna build a brand out of this?
I'll tell you why the yellow. So I came in January, December, something like that, and the first time I flew in. I came on message stream, which I was like, no, I heard that voice, and I was like, this is not. I don't know what I'm doing. I just stole the truck. This is not how we wanted to go. But I stole a truck in Sandy, one of the stock yellow trucks that stood there. And so after I got pulled over, and they were like, yeah, it's not your car. It's not kind of how we do things. I was like, oh, got some learning to do. So it was yellow, and after that, waited a couple days. Nothing else was yellow. You got red gangs, green gangs, blue gangs. Tagged up the yellow gang.
Yeah.
Just roll with it.
Yeah, no, and it really has become a brand in the city because if you see yellow, Dipa's rolling up. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. All right. Hey, so I got a question. Somebody, Coach Rob said, why do you want to divorce Rita? Is that a storyline? Is that a story? I've missed. If that's a storyline, I've totally missed that.
Wow. She's a lot. It's definitely not expected.
Yeah. So how long have y'all been married? I didn't even know that had happened. I thought she was married to Ricky, is what I thought.
I didn't know we were married either. They were together. She said, I think Nixon cheated on her, so all that was going down.
I got you.
And we were driving by the hospital, and there was a chapel sign in there. She was like, "Oh, there's a chapel. We're married." I was like, "Okay, I guess that's how that works." And so after that, that's when I started planning. All right, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. I gotta go ahead and do something to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah,
But I
Lady.
mean, it made for some good RPs. Yeah.
Yeah, Lady Assault's that character Rita, man. She is man. She's wild,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. I got a little scared the first time came across her in the city. I didn't know Lady Assault, but I came across Rita in 1.0, and I might have slipped and cussed her, and she said the swear jar. And I was like, oh
Yeah,
no. I was like, I'm screwed. What's gonna happen? Am I about to get banned?
yeah, yeah.
And so after that, it's just the rest is history.
I got you. Okay. All right. Hey, so somebody asks, where do you think Dipa and Joker's relationship will develop in the future? What do you kind of like? What do you hope will kind of develop? What do you hope y'all could get into?
Ooh, Joker's kind of on pins and needles. He's a wild guy. Dipa's kind of a wild guy. That relationship kind of fell into place. He's kind of a troll. Has a dry sense of humor,
Yeah.
which is pretty funny at sometimes. So we just started riding around together, and it was history ever since. Now in the future, we've kind of been on our p's and q's to ensure we're staying cool,
Yeah.
not getting too much trouble. Um, but all around is good. It's having fun. It's like, okay, let's go up to this crew, that crew, go do sub. The other night we were trash truck workers, Then the next night we're bus drivers. So we're just figuring out what we can do that's kind of out of the norm, and just get people involved and have a good time.
Joker's such a cool character too. Obviously he's got a good look to him, but the voice and the tone and the cadence that he carries, it's just dope, man. So it's such a good character in the city. And I've had the opportunity to hang out with you guys a couple of times, and y'all are both killer RPers, so y'all slay it on that.
Thank you.
So somebody asked, how many times has Diaper been arrested? Do you have any idea?
I don't know. Last time I checked, I think I had 4 pages of arrest or whatever the case is, but I don't know. I think Ricky counted it up about like last month,
Yeah.
so you'd have to get with Rick on that. But it's been a long month at the same time.
That's funny, man. Well, very cool. All right, let me see. Oh my gosh. Ganker asked, what do you think about his pull stick?
That has been one of the greatest jokes we've carried.
Yeah,
That's been amazing.
Yeah, that's a fun story. If you don't know, Ganker carries that pull stick, and we always talk about him pulling it out of his prison pocket and how popular he is in prison and all that kind of stuff. And so it's pretty funny. So Cap Willie said he thinks he's the first one to call you Little Pampers. Do you remember that?
Ooh. I don't. I knew it was coming, but it added on so much. Pampers, Huggies, the whole 9 yards, and all
So
those different. I get surprised with people's creativity on it.
yeah. So Dipa, when you did Little Dipa, like where did anything specific that stood out, or that's just kind of like, yo, I'm just gonna go with this.
It's like, all right, I was looking for a rapper character. Big ego, not getting out of the city, just a local rapper.
Right.
What is a name that sums that up? Lil Dipa. You got to have the Lil in front of it. The Dipa, I don't know where that came from, but it must have sounded good enough at the point.
I gotcha.
It's like, and what's not taking it these days? There's so many rapper names.
All right, here's a great question. When will Lil Dipa pay Hammer for his security services?
He definitely tries to. He definitely tries to avoid it at all costs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. That's cool.
Gives more character.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, tell me this. What do you, as you kind of develop and your character kind of goes on, what are you hoping, do you have any idea? Like, do you have plans? Do you have things that you hope that you can get Lil Dipa to? Or is it just all fly by the seat of their pants, whatever happens, happens, and we're going to roll with it?
Yeah, in the beginning, I was like, yeah, this will be fun. Let's just create some good times. And then you get into it and you see how much of an impact he has. Dipa may begin streaming in the future. Who knows?
Okay.
But that'd probably be like maybe a possibility out of anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Dope.
Now, as much as I would want him to have some kind of position of like EMS or maybe even a Leo, that's way too gone. You know, he ain't gonna see that. Um,
Yeah.
but who knows?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine like? So obviously your voice is pretty recognizable at this point. Like, so I recognize your voice. I can hear you talking and not even see you and be like, yo, that's Dipa over there. Can you imagine you rolling up as like a Leo character or like rolling up as like an EMS character or something
I
like
don't
that?
know. As Diaper, just as me.
No,
Or
just
someone
like
else.
you as a different character, but no voice changer.
Yeah,
Just like you just roll up.
it would be hard, and I'm finding that problem day by day because I don't even have any other characters. But it's like let's see who else we can make, and if we wanted to be a Leo or EMS,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's like, well, I have so many people. I hear it every day. Your voice is so recognizable. So I gotta do something. I gotta find something that'll work. It's a challenge for sure if we're gonna come across that road.
yeah. Yeah, somebody just said, yo, BCSO just opened up their corrections applications.
Those poor corrections. I mean, sometimes I'll swing by Diaper Will at nighttime and give the corrections a little bit of entertainment, but I don't know how they stay up there all on their shifts, especially the rookies.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this. You've had a lot of scenarios. You've had a lot of different role play scenes that you've done. What stands out to you that's like your favorite or the most, maybe even not your favorite, but things that you remember specifically, scenes that happen, things that you've gotten into that you're like, yo, I'll never forget that happened.
Yeah, probably. I don't know how many times you came across Dale
Yeah,
Brown.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's
Now
a
his
great
cousin,
character in the city
yeah,
too.
and his cousin's taking the badge, so I don't see Dale often. But anytime I was with Dale, that I've cried so many times out of laughter
Yeah.
just riding with him. It's insane. We've broken character just from laughing for minutes, having the police officer waiting for us to just stop. We can't. I mean, he comes up with some funny stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, we in the beginning of our relationship when Dale was in a lot, we would just go rob things. We didn't need anything or want anything. We were Dale needed to hobble around because of his old knees and try to get away from the situation. So that created a lot of memorable RP for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that is a great character too, man. He's hilarious. I never understand what he's saying. Like,
Oh,
especially
that's the best thing about it.
you're like, hold on, bro, say that again.
That's why I just like lose my mind, just go off laughing because I don't know what he's saying, but the tone of voice just explains everything. Whether he's mad or just saying hello to someone. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
it's pretty funny. Another thing that I'll probably never forget is when Dipa turned and started working with the feds. you know,
Okay, yeah.
he a lot of backlash, a lot of hate, but I think without it, probably wouldn't have gotten to where he is today without it.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, and it caused a rift between you and
Yeah,
Dale too, because like Dale was like trying to hunt you down for a minute
it
because of that.
it took a lot. He's like, you working for the police? I was like, oh Lord, here we go with this. We're it's over with. I ain't working with him right now. Whew, it took a lot to get him past that. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, that's funny. Well, very cool, very cool. All right, so tell me this, man. Tell me, you know, what do you think for us? We're a growing community. We are um, I like what Messer says. Officer Messer says, if you're not with us on the dirt road, don't be with us on the pavement. I may have messed it up, but that's kind
Yeah, something like
of the
that.
way he phrases that, and I think that's a good quote. So for us, man, what do you think the key is going to be for us to continue to grow, to kind of reach out? Like if somebody was talking to their buddy and was like, "Yo, I'm in this server," what do you think they would say to that, and kind of draw people in and get some more folks to be a part of the city.
I mean, the potential, and I believe everybody that's in the community can see the vision and share the vision with everybody else, and especially Messer. Well, when you take a step back and look at everything, it's pretty clear to see that this community is on its way to like the top in this industry
Yeah.
for what it's doing, especially Leo based and the whole message of Back in the Blue.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but you kind of have to. The more you get into the community, the more you're going to figure it out. You know, of how strong their message is and how strong the community is. Because personally, I don't. You know, there's a lot of communities out there, but they're not as strong as this.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
And I think
But
it goes well, and I think it goes back to what we said earlier is you kind of get in the city trying to play a game.
Right.
You see a TikTok video, you see Messer, you know, and you see him on TikTok and you're like, yo, he's wild. That looks dope. I want to play that game. And you really find community. And that to me is ultimately what sets us apart. Yes, we've got some really great RPers. You're one of those. Hopefully you don't mind me saying that. I think you're definitely one of those great RPers. By the way, your wife is in the chat. You want to say hey to her?
I didn't know how to lie. Oh, this Lady Assault.
yeah, Lady Assault. She's in there, so she
Ex-wife.
Oh, ex-wife. I got you. Okay, my bad. So, but that to me is the thing that really kind of sets it apart is that community, and I think to me that is the ultimate selling point. Obviously, that you want to have fun. If you weren't having fun, you wouldn't stick around. And fun happens, but it's the undertone, it's the backside that you don't expect of just building really great relationships.
Right. Yeah. I mean, one of my best friends, after getting him just watching everybody and everything, he just got his PS5 6 months ago, but now he's getting his PC tonight because he's seeing like the more you put your time into it, the more it just sucks you in. And once you get in, you're just like, oh, this community, whoa, second family, home away from home.
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely is awesome, especially with the funniest thing is like, okay, let's just come in here, have a good time, whatever happens, happens, and then you just get drawn in, and here you are, just as a regular member, just with this whole family around you.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that's a really cool part of our community, and there's the message, the ultimate message, and the whole reason that this whole thing was started is the idea behind, backing police officers, bridging the gap. And, that's a message that I personally is personally important to me. And so all of those things together creates a really special place, a really special opportunity for people that game. And so that's what I like about it.
Yeah, and I definitely backed the blue, and I backed blue before I came in here, but then when you come to the community and get a little bit more educated on it, it's like, oh, there is a need to really push back the blue. There a lot of people need to be educated and really bridge the gap, simple as that. And when you find that out, it makes it that much better.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Iron Assault said he's just okay. When I was talking about you being a killer RPer. Now he's up there, sir. He's up there, buddy. All right, well, cool, man. Well, hey, listen. Any kind of final thoughts, anything that we didn't talk about that you'd want to share about you, your character, anything like that you got going on?
Not really. I think we covered it all. If you're not in the academy, you definitely need to be. And the vision in the future is definitely big. Day by day, we're growing. Every platform is being utilized. So I think we have a bright future ahead of us. For sure.
No, absolutely. I have noticed recently how every time I fly in the city, there's always somebody new, right? And so there's always a new person, whether they've come from another city or it's their first time. And I just am encountering that more and more and more. So definitely growing, a lot of good stuff happening.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I love seeing the new guys, especially.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Getting their feet settled and just joining in on everything else.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, very cool. Well, bro, hey, thank you so much, man. Like I said, when I thought when I was really kind of thinking through, you know, a different kind of content scene, I thought, man, let's get behind the scenes. Let's talk to some characters that everybody knows. Let's kind of get some real life stuff out there. And you were the number one person I thought about, bro. So I appreciate it, man, and I appreciate all the RP, man. I always have a blast when I jump in there, whether I'm a police officer or I'm Guy, whichever one, man. I like interacting with you either way.
Yeah, sir. It's been an honor for sure. And I think you're really on to something with this. A lot of people really want to get behind the characters and see what's going on behind the faces that they're seeing in game and in the city. So I think it's definitely a good idea that you're
Yeah.
on to.
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, bro, hey, much love for you, and I
Thank you.
appreciate you, my guy. And
Thank you.
I'll see you in the city, bro.
Yes, sir. It's been an honor. I'll talk to you later.
All right, buddy. Thanks so much.